In difficult times, children are most vulnerable, but they shouldn't bear the brunt of economic crisis or social transformations. This was among the main messages of an international forum in Sofia.
When I travel around the world and having meetings with the governments and different decision makings, I'm always saying, please try to find other solution. Don't cut money for those, who already poor, who already suffered. And this is not your expenses, that's your investment in your future development.
IFCO, or the International Foster Care Organization, is the only global network dedicated to promotion of foster care. That's when a minor is made a ward and placed in an institution or private home of a state-certified caregiver. Florence is such a person, referred to as a foster parent.
For me, foster caring is about helping another child who may not have parents at this time. So it's a very rewarding type of work to do. It's very difficult.
But sometimes it is even more difficult for the child who is placed with strangers without taking into account his or her specific needs or personal characteristics.
People choose not to listen because they're adults and you're a child, so they think they know best, but in actual fact they don't know you as a person. I was growing up and I had no one to talk to. Eventually I stood up for myself and then we started arguing and then my foster dad hit me.
So to prevent such harassment or abuse of any kind, especially after lawsuits in international courts, authorities are now struggling to implement the whole package of alternative social care services.
The institutionalization is the biggest challenge. This means taking children out of dilapidated and degrading institutions where they're doomed to humiliating existence.
The next step is for such children to be adopted, placed with foster parents or distant relatives. But for this to happen, authorities acknowledge first a new set of financial, social, medical, educational incentives need to be created. This so that more people get involved and meet the rising necessity of alternative care. According to the United Nations child protection watchdog UNICEF, every 5 hours a child is abandoned in Bulgaria. Experts say this is devastating for a country which is already suffering from a severe demographic crisis. It is this decline of the population that makes the UN urge for a special protection of the most vulnerable. But it all comes down to money, and with European austerity only reinforced, children are at risk of becoming the ultimate victims. Ivailu Spasov, Press TV, Sofia.